Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Welcome to the deep dive. Think of us as your shortcut to getting up to speed on interesting topics using real sources. Today, we're doing something I think a lot of you will appreciate. We're diving into airport travel, but specifically for families. Making those potentially stressful trips with kids, from babies right up to preteens, feel a bit smoother, maybe even, dare I say, enjoyable. Our mission today is to equip you with some essential English phrases and practical tips for navigating the airport maze so you feel more prepared, more confident.
Absolutely. It's amazing how just knowing what to say and maybe when to say it can really change the whole vibe of the trip, can't it? Especially when you've got little ones with you. It's all about communicating proactively.
Couldn't agree more. Proactive communication. I like that. So, okay, let's start where most airport journeys begin, that first big hurdle. Check-in and baggage. You're there, bags, kids, it can be a lot. What's something parents maybe don't realize they can ask right at the beginning?
Yeah, good question. I think the key thing is not waiting to be asked, Be upfront. Instead of juggling everything silently, just start with, we're flying with children. Can we check in the stroller here? It sets the stage, shows, the drill, kinda, and it might open doors.
Like what kind of doors?
Well, services you might not know about. You could ask, is there a special line for families? Some airports do have these sort of family priority lines. They can be lifesavers.
Oh, that's a great tip. Okay.
And definitely ask about gear. Can I check this car seat for free? Usually, yes, for strollers and car seats, but you absolutely have to confirm because every airline's a bit different. Don't assume.
Right. Always ask. Okay, so beyond those kid-specific things, what about the standard check-in chat? What phrases should you expect to hear or use?
Sure. The agent will ask the basics, like, where are you flying to today? Or
Yeah.
what's your final destination? Pretty standard stuff. When you hand over your passports, just a simple, here you go is fine. They'll ask, are you checking any bags? You might say just this one or 2 bags. Then comes, please place your bag on the scale.
Ah, the scale. The moment of truth for heavy packers.
Exactly. That's the scale. They weigh it to see if it's overweight. If it is, there might be a fee. And those fees can vary wildly, like $15 or sometimes way, way more, up to $300 sometimes.
Wow, okay. And terms like carry-on.
Right. Your carry-on is the small bag you take on the plane with you.
Yeah.
The bags you check go in the cargo hold. You get your boarding passes. Those are your tickets to actually get on the plane.
Okay, and what about flights with connections? Stopovers, layovers.
Good point. A stopover or layover, same thing really. It's a break where you change planes. The big question then is about your luggage. Does it go straight through to the final city, or do you need to pick up your luggage and recheck it?
How do you find that out?
Just ask. Will my luggage go straight through, or do I need to pick it up in, say, Chicago? Very important question to ask.
Definitely. Okay, boarding passes in hand. You think you're done with the questions, but no. Especially flying to or within the U.S., right? Those extra security questions.
Yeah, they can feel a bit formal, almost like an interrogation sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But they're standard procedure. It's just about safety. The key is to answer honestly and calmly.
So what kind of questions are we talking about?
You should be ready to answer yes to things like, did you pack your bags yourself? And has your luggage been in your possession at all times?
Okay.
And also, are you aware of the regulations regarding liquids in your carry-on? Which is a good reminder about that 100 ml rule, by the way.
Right, the tiny bottles in the plastic bag. We'll touch on the baby exceptions later. What about the NO questions?
You should answer NO, hopefully, too. Are you carrying any firearms or flammable materials? Or have you left your luggage unattended at any time? And definitely NO, too. Has anyone given you anything to carry on the flight?
What if, life happens. You turned your back for a second because the baby was crying. What do you say to the luggage possession question then?
That's a realistic worry. Just be honest and calm. You could say something like, well, they were with me except for maybe 30 seconds when I had to deal with my child, but I could see them the whole time. Clarity and honesty usually work best.
Good advice. Anything else they might ask?
They might ask, what's the purpose of your trip? Vacation, business, visiting family, or is this city your final destination, or are you transferring? Just standard stuff.
Okay, check-in complete. Now, security screening. This can be the part that really ramps up the stress, especially with kids. Any core advice here?
Yes, security. I think the biggest thing is preparing your kids beforehand. Visualize it for them, talk them through it, maybe even make it sound like a little game. Okay, first we put our bags on this moving belt, then we might take off our shoes, then walk through a special door.
Oh, I like that. Managing expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It reduces anxiety for everyone. You'll see the X-ray machine with its conveyor belt for bags. You'll walk through a metal detector or maybe a body scanner. Little things, keys, phones, coins, go into those plastic bins.
And what will the security officers say?
You'll hear instructions like, please lay your bags flat on the conveyor belt and use the bins for small objects.
Yeah.
Or, do I need to take my laptop out of the bag? Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Right.
They might say, take off your hat and your shoes too if the alarm goes off.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah. They might ask, do you have anything in your pockets, keys, cell phone, loose change? Or they might need to check your bag, saying, I need to search your bag.
And how should you respond if that happens?
Just be cooperative? Sure, no problem. Or if the metal detector beeped, you could say, I don't think so. Let me try taking off my belt. Once you're cleared, they'll often say, you're all set, which means you're good to go.
Okay. And you mentioned a linguistic point earlier about alarms.
Oh yeah, just a small thing. If your keys made the alarm sound, you'd say your keys set off the metal detector.
Yeah.
The alarm itself went off. It's
Right.
just how we phrase it.
Got it. Set off versus went off. Useful.
Hmm.
Now, for parents, the really practical questions. Kids' shoes. Milk. Baby food. Bottles.
Right. Good news generally. In the U.S., kids under 12 usually don't need to take their shoes off. That's a win.
Definitely a win. Less wrestling with tiny shoes.
And yes, things like baby formula, breast milk, juice for babies and toddlers, they're often allowed, even if they're over the usual 100 ml limit. It's a TSA exception.
Okay.
So bringing a baby bottle of formula is usually fine. Just, be prepared. They might want to take a quick look at it separately.
Okay, great to know. So, you've survived security. High five. Now you're at the gate. The waiting game begins. How do you stay on top of things here, especially with kids needing attention?
Right, the gate area
Okay.
or the departure lounge. The key here is really active listening and knowing about priority groups. Keep an ear out for the gate announcements. They can be crucial. Well, first, there has been a gate change. That means you got to move. Check the monitors often, as your gate or even the terminal can change.
Oh yeah, that's happened to me. Not fun if you're running late.
Exactly. Then you'll hear your flight announced. Airline flight number to destination is now boarding. They'll remind you, please have your boarding pass and identification ready. And then listen for the boarding groups. They usually start with first and business class passengers. But then listen closely for this one. We are now inviting passengers with small children and any passengers requiring special assistance to begin boarding. That's your cue.
That's the golden ticket. Early boarding.
That's the one. Priority boarding. Makes life much easier finding space for carry-ons and getting settled without the big rush.
For sure. What happens after family boarding?
Then comes, we would now like to invite all passengers to board. And if you hear this is the final boarding call for flight, well, you better hurry. That's the last chance.
Good to know the sequence. And what about asking the gate agent questions directly, like about seats or keeping kids busy?
Absolutely. Don't hesitate to ask the gate agent, do you offer early boarding for families? Just to confirm. If your seats got separated, ask, can I switch seats to sit next to my child? They might be able to help or maybe not, but it's always worth asking politely.
And the energy level.
Yes. Ask, is there a play area nearby? Some airports are really good now. Places like SFO or Seattle have dedicated kids zones, a great way to burn off steam before getting on the plane.
Definitely worth asking. Okay, we made it. We're on the plane. Time to settle in. What are the key phrases now for comfort and safety, especially with kids?
Right, on board. Now it's about talking to the flight attendants, the cabin crew. You need to communicate your needs clearly. For comfort, you can ask, can I have a pillow or a blanket, maybe headphones or earbuds, or drinks? Could I have some water, coffee, tea, extra napkins, simple requests?
Okay, and food.
If meals are served, you might hear options like chicken or pasta. You'd say, can I have the chicken, please, if you didn't hear something clearly.
What do you say?
Just a polite, sorry, or pardon, works perfectly to ask them to repeat.
Good. What about moving around?
If someone's blocking the aisle, just a simple, excuse me, is all you need.
And safety stuff, lots of new words there.
Yeah, the flight attendants will give instructions. Listen for things like putting bags under the seat or in the overhead compartment or overhead bin. They'll tell you to fasten your seatbelt, put your tray table in the upright position for takeoff, and maybe open your window shade.
Right, the standard pre-flight checks.
Exactly. They might also point out the emergency exit, the oxygen mask location, the life jacket under your seat. Maybe it has a whistle. Just good to be aware.
And if the ride gets bumpy?
Turbulence or rough air, it happens. It's usually normal. The crew might say, don't worry, it's just a bit bumpy. It will pass soon. Or something reassuring like that.
Okay. Now, specifically for the littlest travelers, babies, toddlers, what are those key questions parents might need to ask on the plane?
Good ones. Definitely. Can I get warm water for baby formula? That's a common need. Also, do you have kids' meals? On longer flights, long-haul flights, they sometimes have special meals or snack boxes for children. Worth asking about when you book, too.
And the inevitable diaper situation.
Yes. Where's the changing table is crucial. Most bigger planes, those long-haul ones, have at least one restroom with a changing table, but smaller planes on shorter flights might not. So ask early in the flight if you think you'll need one.
Great practical tips. Okay, we're almost there. The plane has landed. But the journey isn't quite over, especially for international trips. Immigration and customs. What's key here?
Right, the final stretch. Passport control and customs. The main thing here is having your documents ready and being clear and honest. Preparation is key. At passport control, the officer will likely ask, what is the purpose of your stay?
And typical answers.
Things like, I'm here on vacation, or visiting friends, or I'm here for business.
Yeah.
Simple and direct. They'll also ask, how long are you staying here? Maybe, have you been here before? And they'll definitely say, may I see your passport and boarding pass?
Okay. Then after that is customs.
Usually, yes. At customs, the main question is, do you have anything to declare? This is about goods you're bringing into the country, like large amounts of cash, certain foods, expensive gifts.
How do most people answer that?
If you just have typical tourist souvenirs, you could say, no, I only bought small souvenirs for my family, or I just have some small souvenirs.
Yeah.
Be honest. If you bought duty-free items, they might ask, do you have any duty-free items? And sometimes they might say, may I search your bag?
Okay. And then finally, baggage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Freedom. You follow the signs for baggage claim, find the right baggage carousel for your flight, check the screens. Hopefully your bags appear. If not, deep breath. Find the airline desk or baggage services and say, my luggage hasn't arrived, what should I do? Or, I can't see my suitcase on the conveyor belt. Is it lost?
Right. Fingers crossed it doesn't happen. Now, for families, specifically at immigration and customs, any extra phrases or pitfalls?
Yes, definitely. Be ready with specific documents. You might say, here's my child's passport and travel consent letter.
The consent letter. That's important, right?
Very important. If only one parent is traveling internationally with a child, many countries require a notarized letter of consent from the parent who isn't there. Huge pitfall if you don't have it. Always check the rules for your destination before you travel.
Seriously, check ahead. Good reminder. What else?
When handing over forms, you could say, we're a family of 4. These are our customs forms. Makes it clear you're together. And if you packed food, especially snacks for the kids, it's wise to declare it or ask, we pack snacks. Are those okay to bring in? Some countries have strict rules about bringing in food items.
Okay. And sometimes they talk to the kids directly.
Yes, that can happen. An immigration officer might ask your child their name just to verify things are okay. It's good to gently prepare your child that a person in uniform might ask them a simple question. Nothing scary, just part of the process.
Right. Okay, that covers a lot of ground. Let's try putting some of this together. How about a quick role play? Say a mother with 2 kids at check-in.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Okay, I'll be the mom, you be the agent.
Ready?
Hi, I'm traveling with my 2 children. Can I check the stroller here?
Yes, of course. Would you like to gate check it or check it now?
Gate check, please. That way I can use it in the airport. Oh, also, do you offer early boarding for families?
As agent, yes, we do. We'll announce family boarding just before we start general boarding. Listen for the announcement at the gate.
Great, thanks.
So you see how that worked. The mom was proactive. She stated her situation traveling with 2 children right away.
Yeah, and asked specifically about the stroller and early boarding.
Exactly. She didn't wait. She asked clear questions to get the information she needed to make the next steps easier. Polite, direct, and focused on her family's needs. That's the kind of proactive communication that really helps.
That makes perfect sense. It really illustrates how just a couple of targeted questions can smooth things out. Well, that brings us pretty much to the end of this deep dive. I really hope these phrases and tips help you feel a bit more confident, maybe a little less stressed, on your next family trip through an airport.
Yeah, traveling with kids, it has its moments, right? But knowing the right words, knowing what to ask for, it genuinely makes a difference. You can navigate the process calmly.
It really does. So here's something to think about for next time you're planning that family getaway. Beyond the snacks, the toys, the usual packing list, what other simple question could you ask, or what phrase could you use to turn that potential airport chaos into, well, maybe not perfect calm, but a smoother family adventure? And maybe, just maybe, who else could you help along the way by sharing a tip or a phrase you learned? Safe travels, everyone.
Want to practice these phrases? Download your free PDF guide to review vocabulary, role plays, and quizzes. Find the link in the description and pinned comment, and feel free to share it with friends.
Like and subscribe for more English tips.